Why is it that all so often we are searching for other people's approval? Learn how to stop searching on the outside and start getting excited about exploring it on the inside. Aloha, everyone, and welcome to your podcast for Joyful Serenity. My name is Pia, and I am grateful to be a part of your journey in becoming. I am so excited about today's episode because this topic has been a part of my life for so long, and the underlying meaning of it and what it means to me has changed significantly due to some events and also experiences which I would love to share with you today. So let's explore. You may or may not know me personally, but in case you don't, I want just to give you a quick overview of all the things that I'm doing in this field of personal development and coaching others. So I'm on the one hand in physical education and also in mental education. I am traveling the world online and offline to teach as well instructors as well as just people who are not into fitness in becoming more aware of themselves, maybe in teaching others, for example, for pound workout workouts, and also in personal development, in one-on-one coachings. And with all this experience of the last years, I've come across this topic of approval and needing approval from others in so many ways, in so many people, and also inside myself. So I have a very interesting journey in this one too. So what I want you to learn from this episode is changing the perspective and changing the narrative around needing approval from others. I have been pretty ambitious about things in my life, and it was all or nothing in many cases. I applied for different schools for acting or even sports, and I always picked the hardest ones. I always picked the ones that had the hardest tests and assessments to get in, and there was a lot of failure on the way. And I always felt so bad about this. And in my life, I have been searching for approval from other people around me a lot. And lately, I have been wondering why that was. And as I have been seeing this in other people too, I just started the journey and explored this topic of approval and needing approval from others. And one thing that just came across me the last months as I have been teaching these amazing virtual trainings for instructors around the world, or also my personal development workshops and one-on-one coaching sessions, is when I see other people achieve a goal as a coach or as a mentor, I wanted to tell them I am proud of them. But every time I wanted to tell this person, I am so proud of you, I just stopped myself from saying it because it didn't feel right. First, it was just a feeling, and I didn't really put a lot of thought inside of it. But then it just got so loud inside of me and so intense, this feeling of, no, you don't want to say that right now. This is not the appropriate thing to say. And then I just sat with it, and I just found out that telling other people that I am proud of them makes them kind of, getting them into a state of needing my approval. And this is just not true. I don't think that I am the one to tell other people that I am proud of them, because they will probably take that and try to get my approval in the future, try to make me proud, do things because they want to make me proud. And it just feels so wrong. I also had a very nice meeting with one of my healing teachers, and I gave her a little workshop on social media, and her daughter called. Her daughter FaceTimed her, and her daughter had graduation day. She's just like 9 or 10 years old, I think. But she received her paper at the end of the school term with her grades. And she told her mom about this. I was sitting beside her mom. And she was telling her mom that she just got her grades. And her mom says, "Oh, and how do you feel about this?" "Yeah, I just have B's and C's and no D's and no E's." So which translate to I only have, in German, in the German system would be only 2's and 3's and no 4's and 5's. And then I just witnessed, or I just thought that, her mom would say, "Oh, I'm really proud of you," but she didn't. She said, "And are you happy with this? Are you satisfied?" Her daughter is only 9 years old, 9 or 10 years old. And she asked her 9 or 10 years old daughter if she was happy and satisfied with that. And her daughter says, "Yes, I am." And then her mom said, "Oh, I'm so happy for you." And just hearing this made a click inside myself. And I thought, wow, I have learned my whole life, and don't get me wrong, my parents, so as your parents, they did everything they could the best way they could, because if they could have done it any better, they would have done it any better, right? So I have heard my whole life, and I know it was just out of love, and just because it was out of love that my parents or people around me, mentors, role models, they would tell me they are proud of me. But what started out of this, they just said it out of love, but what grew out of this was me trying to prove them that I was worthy of them being proud of me. So when I heard that mom talking to her 9-year-old daughter and asking her if she was happy and if she was satisfied, and then when the daughter told her yes, she was, she said that she would be so happy for her too. It made such a huge shift inside of myself. And I believe that this is something that I want to take with me for the future, not only for myself, but for all my instructor trainings, for my personal development workshops, for me working with people. It's just asking them how they feel about it and empowering them and myself to be proud of themselves. So instead of saying, "I'm proud of you," which gives them or suggests that they build their confidence on my opinion or on other people's approval, they should be able, and we all should be able, to define our own self-worth. And for that, we have to unlearn what we learned and be very cautious and careful about the way we communicate. So if you have learned from your parents, from your family, from your friends, that people tell you that they're proud of you, just check in with yourself. When you hear this sentence, it probably makes you feel good. It makes you feel loved. But also, where does this come from? If you can't give yourself approval, give yourself credit, you will build your confidence, your self-worth upon other people's opinion. And maybe you have done that in the past a lot. Be gentle with yourself. You don't have to beat yourself up. If you do, or if you did in the past, you can change behavior, you can change your thoughts and your emotions. For this, you need to probably unlearn what you have learned for your whole life. Same with me. So make new experiences, because your brain, your mind, builds on former experiences. So if you have experienced feeling worthy and loved upon approval from other people, your brain has connected this feeling with behavior. And if you want to make new experiences you can build on, choose your words wisely. And make sure to tell yourself that I am proud of myself. I did a very good job. I created this. I did the best I could, and I'm satisfied with this. And if you haven't done that before, it might feel weird in the beginning, I promise. But you can. You do you for you. Of course, you can tell other people that you're proud of them. But just think, is this going to support them in building their own confidence, in building self-love and acceptance? Or will they try to get your acceptance and your love? We tend to make ourselves dependent on this opinion of others. And I want to invite you to first be proud of yourself and your achievements, and you do you for you. And with this, you can be a role model to everyone around there, because you are free from what other people think of you. Because you don't need other people to tell you that they are proud of you. If they do, that's a nice thing. That is nice to have. But just make sure to check in with yourself and that you're taking care of loving and accepting yourself for what you are and what you do. So, bringing it all together, approve yourself to me. This is the title of today's episode. Take things that you're doing that you would probably maybe like to have some approval from other people. Or maybe you're getting approval from other people. I'm so proud of you. The next time somebody tells you that they are proud of you, think about if you're proud about it too. And maybe just take what they just said and says, thank you, I'm proud of myself too. Even if it feels weird, just try to really reinforce the feeling and to cultivate the feeling of being proud of yourself. If you can be proud of yourself, you can also take when other people take it, and take it as a nice addition to what you already have. And remember, your brain builds on former experiences. So if you had a hard time believing that you are worthy, if you have built your self-worth, your happiness on other people and other people's approval, think again. Your brain needs time to rewire, to build new structures. So give your brain something to work with and start changing the narrative. Start giving yourself credit for things you do. If it is getting up in the morning, making your bed, I did that. If it is going for the run, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes, you went out, you put on your running shoes, you get some fresh air. Give yourself credit for that. Give yourself credit for trying out, for applying for a new position, for taking the leap and stepping into a new career. Instead of beating yourself up, Try to build yourself up. And one more thing. You know, a seed. You are a seed. I am a seed. We're all seeds. We might be pretty small, looking at ourselves from above, from a universe view. But within this seed is infinite potential. Within this seed, there's so much opportunity. So take care how you treat this seed, where you put this seed, in which environment, how do you feed the seed? Make sure that whatever you're watering the seed with is what you want. Give it time and space, some sunshine, air, water, good nutrition, and also maybe some other seeds around them to grow in good company. And then be open for whatever comes out of the seed. Because whatever you put in and around, and however you take care of that seed, will make the difference. And just saying and closing with this one here. A flower is just beautiful. It doesn't ask anyone who is watching her to tell her how beautiful she is. She just knows. She's just there, beautiful. She doesn't care. She just does, and she just is. I hope this episode gave you a smile, maybe a tear. I hope this episode moved you and gave you some thoughts, some food for thoughts. And I thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode and also for rating and reviewing it on Apple Podcasts. Make sure to subscribe. There will be an international episode on this podcast every month. And I hope you enjoyed this one and may it serve you well.